The MOS of a 14 Papa in the United States Army is an Air Missile Defense crew member, sometimes referred to as an AMD crew member. This MOS is available for enlisted soldiers looking to go active duty or National Guard. It is not available in the reserves, but there is a version of the MOS that is available that I'll talk about a little bit later. To get into this MOS, you're going to have to meet the normal requirements to get into the United States Army, which includes taking the ASVAB, and specifically on the ASVAB, they're going to look for a 95 in the Operator and Food section. This MOS does require a secret clearance, so you're gonna have to be eligible to be able to get a secret clearance to get into this MOS as well. The training involved for this MOS is gonna involve the normal basic combat training of 10 weeks, and then from there, you're gonna go to Fort Sill, Oklahoma for 10 weeks of AIT. Now, if you wanna do this, but you wanna go into the reserves, well, the MOS for that is a 14 Sierra, which includes the same 10 weeks of basic, 10 weeks of AIT, even at the same location, they just may be a little bit separated as far as certain tasks and everything. The only kind of main difference with qualifications for this MOS is it requires an 85 in the Operator and Food section, so about 10 points less than the active duty National Guard side. A lot of the job responsibilities of what you're doing as a 14 Sierra compared to 14 Papa seems very similar. The 14 Sierra seems more focused on the Avenger crew system and not so much on the other systems that the 14 Papa does. We'll talk about some of those systems, but it seems like the reserve side doesn't necessarily have as much air defense kind of equipment they work with as the active duty National Guard side with the 14 Papa. So what does a 14 Papa do in the United States Army? Well, they work a lot with those air defense, those surface to air type of missiles. So in this MOS, you'd be working with things like the Avenger crew system, you could be working with the CRAM, you could be working with the MANPAD, so a lot of different kind of missile types you'll be working with, mainly on the 14 Papa side. 14 Sierra, like I said, on the reserve side, if you're interested in that, that's probably more focused, it seems like, on the Avenger crew system. The day-to-day life is not just every day, all day, just firing missiles for training kind of a thing, or going to these situations where you're gonna be just firing rockets all the time. There's probably a lot of it is training where will allow you to do some of that in training environments, but also a lot of probably just maintenance of the equipment, right? You have the Avengers, you have a lot of other systems with the CRAM or whatever that you have to probably do maintenance on to maintain those equipment and stay relevant with knowledge of how to operate that system and making sure that they're working properly. You also have vehicles, so you're probably gonna be doing some maintenance with some of the vehicles to a certain extent at the operator level anyways, and doing different tasks with those vehicles to maintain those vehicles, clean up duties, normal day-to-day type of work. So don't expect that you just spend all week, all day, every day just firing missiles at targets and practicing that all the time. You do that, during training environments, during different times where you have to probably do some qualification types of things to make sure you're proficient with using these types of equipment, but other times when you're not doing that, it's probably gonna be a lot of maintenance and just basic training type of tasks on how to maintain this equipment and keeping up with those skills. That'd be very expensive if you were just doing that all the time. These missiles aren't very cheap, I'm sure, so it'd be very expensive if that's what you're doing every day. As far as it translating into a civilian job, there's no direct correlation. There's not something you really would do on the civilian side, but there's a lot of technical equipment that you're working with, so that probably helps with skills. You just being in the military in general, having that military experience with leadership and everything is very helpful in the civilian world as well. So nothing to directly transfer from this military lifestyle to that civilian workforce in that same kind of job field, but there's a lot of skills you probably will learn just by working with the technical aspect of it and just leadership responsibility when you work your way up through the ranks that will help you in the civilian sector. If I have any viewers out there that are currently a 14 Papa or hell, even a 14 Sierra, I'd love to hear some comments down below. What was the job like? What was some of the pros, maybe some of the cons, and hell, even if you are like in that 14 Sierra type of situation, what were some of the differences that you saw compared to someone on the active duty side doing a 14 Papa? So leave me some comments down below. If you're someone interested in this MOS, leave some comments as far as questions you might have. I may not be able to answer the questions, but maybe some viewers out there that will be able to answer your questions as far as directly for this MOS, so leave me some comments. This is not an MOS I've ever worked with. I've seen the systems around, I've seen people working with the systems, but I don't have any kind of direct working relationship with individuals in this MOS to give you really good kind of like day-to-day lifestyle. I mean, I can kind of see where it would go based on a lot of aspects in the Army, but I don't have any actual, working knowledge of working with these individuals, so can't give you that piece, but I can give you the best that I can based on the knowledge that I do have, and it's always best just to maybe talk to a recruiter. They might be in the same kind of boat, but maybe they can link you up with someone that's in that MOS, or maybe you can join the Discord channel that I got down in the description box down below, and you can find somebody that's also interested in this MOS, or somebody that's in this MOS, or whatever you want to do. If you want to see some of my other MOSs, I got a playlist right here of a bunch of different MOSs that I've covered. I've got another video right here that you can check out. Comment down below with what MOS you would like me to cover in the future, and maybe I'll cover it. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. I'm Christopher Chaos. I'll see you next time. See ya.